Gonna try to dictate this as we go. Looky here. Oklahoma pediatrician warns of homemade baby formula dangers amid shortages. Should you feed this? No, you should not. Don't. Warning about this homemade. Look, and then they say condensed milk. It doesn't use condensed milk. It uses evaporated milk. Condensed milk, the proteins are too large. The baby can't digest them. We all know this. That's why it's evaporated milk. It's a much smaller protein structure. PolitiFact, of course, is saying, oh no, don't you dare feed your baby those formula. Of course, PolitiFact will tell you no. Of course, they'll go through all of this, that it doesn't provide the nutrients or too large a quantity of nutrients, and then they say you should not. Fact. It is false. It is not a fact that you can actually substitute this to your child. But for decades and decades and decades it was, and in 1999 it was given to me. And then today's show coming out, what? It's not safe to make your own baby formula. It's not safe. Oklahoma warns about it, but they then cite the wrong milk. And now they're going to say, hey, America, it's not safe. But then they go on and say it could trigger allergic reactions. Well, so does formula. And then they go on to worry about not being sterile enough as commercial formulas. Well, it's being sold in stores. Shouldn't it be sterile? If it's not sterile in the stores, what are the rest of us buying? Hello? Feds warn. Can't find baby formula? Don't make it at home. Feds warn. Gee, are the feds coming at parents again? It seems like it. The Daily Times starts talking about switching baby formulas can actually harm your child. Well, no crap, Sherlock, but when you can't feed your kid, guess what? That harms them too. Fact check. Should parents consider homemade baby formula? All of this information is almost always negative about this homemade formula, but at the end of this, I'm going to rock your world. Just stick with me for a minute. If you search Bill Gates, biomilk, because I wanted to know what was going on, all that comes up in Google are things saying, oh, he didn't cause the shortage, he didn't cause this shortage. Gee, I think some people know what's up with Bill Gates, but all I wanted to know was that, yes, he is trying to create lab-produced breast milk, and they just spent like $3.5 million for Bill Gates to do this. So now fake beef, now fake baby milk. They did a study of breastfeeding mothers after having the vaccine, because a lot of mothers that were breastfeeding started saying that they were having reduction in their milk production. But they kept trying to go through and say, oh no, you may see a certain protein through your breast milk, but the breast milk itself shouldn't be augmented and there should be no risk to your baby. You should get this. A lot of people were forced to get this. They were told they had to because it was more safe for them to get the vaccination than to not get it and work in the careers they were, and that, oh, that's not going to hurt your breastfeeding. But then an actual breastfeeding organization started funding tests, and guess what? They did start seeing adverse reactions to the mother's viable milk production after being vaccinated. And so here we go. See, frontiers in immunology, COVID-19, this vaccination in lactation, assessment of adverse events, and vaccine-related antibodies in mother-infant diets. There were some things going on that only showed in lactating mothers that made the previous studies where they said, oh no, you should go ahead and do this, it's not going to have any issues. That were faulty assumptions. They've now found that there were issues where there were things going on that were negative, that could have negatively impacted that child that was feeding from that breast milk. So parents, do your research. Don't always test what they're saying, because you want to know something? The homemade recipe is the same recipe that the World Health Organization still gives to people across the world. So booyah, suck on that.